Hello there, Frank Thacker, and welcome to the Daily Peacemaker. Today's July 17th, 2022. Excuse me. So before we get started, or before I start rambling on, if you could do me a favor, if you are watching this on YouTube, if you feel so inclined, hit the button, which will then move YouTube to maybe show this in different places, and also the subscribe button. Will just let you know that another podcast has been done. It's not like you're subscribing, you're going to get a bill in the mail for $100 a month. So if you could do that, I appreciate that. For those of you that might be listening on some of the other platforms that we're on, like Spotify or Apple or some of those others, if there's a like button somewhere, if you could hit that, or a follow button, it's just a way of spreading the word. Excuse me. And it's also a way for you to be a daily peacemaker, because if you like what you hear here and you hit the like button or whatever, it begins to spread that out. So I'm kind of dry, hot and dry out here on the East Coast. So a while back, I don't know, doesn't make a difference, 6 months, or was at a demonstration, I guess, or a protest. I guess it was a demonstration. There's a group that meets on a regular basis outside downtown in the post office steps, and the topic is diversity, pushing for diversity. And you people there with their signs and trying to raise people's awareness. And if you've ever done stuff like this, people come by in their cars and they blow their horn and they give you a thumbs up and yada yada. And you also get the people that come by and curse you out. And one of the favorite ones seems to be, "Why don't you get a job?" And a lot of us are retired. But the other day, a car came by and went very slowly, and there were two or three people in it, and they were cursing us out and yelling and screaming. And one guy was leaning out the window, and he was so intense with throwing the finger left and right, blah, 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 blah. So the person next to me yelled out, "Hey, is that your hat size or your number of friends?" Clever, but is that a violent remark? Is that a violent response to what this person was doing? True, the person's not throwing rocks at the car or running after them or swearing back at them, but I would say it was a violent response. Mild, true, but still violent. It was surely nonviolent, let's put it that way. Why do I say that? Because one of the key principles of nonviolence is to attack the actions, not the person. And attack is a loaded word, I know, because people usually hear attack as violent, but not necessarily. That's a topic for another day. So what I see that happened there is this car came by and cursing us out and throwing the finger and all that good stuff, which is an affront to me personally, and I suspect, to this person next to me. It's sort of a acquaintance, I guess, not a friend, a close friend. I suppose they felt attacked, and so one of our natural responses is, when you feel attacked, to attack back, even though it was a mile away. But they attacked the person. They made fun of them. Is that your hat size or is that your friend? So I would say that was not a nonviolent response. and you may feel, well, wow, you're asking a lot of people if you hear that remark as sort of violent. And nonviolence is a way of life. It's a practice, and it's a powerful practice, but it is a practice, which means you have to practice it. And in order to practice it, you need some guidelines, if you will, some way to compare yourself to some standard, not to judge yourself, but just to get a sense of what it means to live nonviolently. And if I can put a plug in here, if you look at the Daily Peacemaker, the 6th episode there's 3 of us that take the Kingian, the 6 steps and principles of Kingian nonviolence, and talk about them in a way that you can use them in ordinary life. Some of it is, some of the sessions are long, but you don't have to listen to the whole thing all at once. But the point is, you need some type of guideline so you can begin to understand what it really is to live nonviolently. Another place is the Metta Center. It's METTA. It's out, excuse me, out in California, and they have some really good teaching tools that a lot of them are available gratis. And just go online, Google the Metta Center. I think it's metacenter.org, but if you just Google Metta Center, you'll find a lot of good stuff there. So the point is, it is hard to live nonviolently, but again, it's always the goal is to live more nonviolently today than I did yesterday. And so going back to that example, if the more nonviolent response would be to wonder, why is that person doing that? What is causing them to act so violently against diversity, or to just speculate rather than to just speculate the possibilities that could be going on for them. And also maybe sending them some positive energy, if you're into doing prayers, a little prayer, like help that person find some inner peace. So, and what also happens is, as you live more nonviolently, the power of that in terms of grounding you and in your own inner peace, it's really powerful. And when you respond nonviolently, I suspect there's an energy that would go out, like in this case, to that person that was so angry and throwing the finger and cursing. If my friend, acquaintance had responded in a more compassionate way, even not saying anything, but just feeling in their heart for that person, I think that sends an energy out. So it is a lifelong practice, learning to live nonviolently. And I am far from, I'll turn it around. I still have a long way to go to do that, because even getting upset over some minor things, it happens, but at least I can at this point catch myself. So it is a practice, which means you need to find some guidelines, if you will, and I'm telling you, you won't do much better than going to episode 6, the Daily Peacemaker. I'm only kidding, but they are good. I took part of it, but that's not why they're good. The other 2 people were really good, are really good. So it might be something you might want to check out. So that's kind of the point, that the power practice and the power of nonviolence, they sort of go hand in glove. The more you practice, the more nonviolent you become, the greater the power and the energy you feel, and sometimes can even see its effect. Then that causes you to practice even more. So it gets like in a real circular type of energy exchange. So it's really good that way. So that's kind of the gist of it. I'm trying to think, was there something else? I mentioned, click that like button, please. So there is a little, I don't know what they call them, a little teaser or something. I was reading this thing today. It was a sermon by Thomas Keating, who I don't know if some of you know, Centering Prayer, but he was the founder of it. And it's the gospel. Let me see if I can. I think it's from Luke, but maybe it's in all of them. But it's basically where Jesus says, "I have come not to bring peace, but to bring a sword." And then he goes into, mother-in-law against daughter-in-law and son against father and all that stuff. And so what is that about? And the question that arises is there a difference between a peacemaker and someone that loves peace? So I'm going to leave you with that question. And that's hopefully, if I remember, kind of what I want to explore some, because I'm not going to say what I think, but it's something to look at, because you hear it all the time. Everybody loves peace. You talk about, oh yeah, I'm for peace, yeah. But is there a difference between someone that loves peace and would like peace and someone who's working for peace on a daily basis? So that's something that we're going to explore. And then, again, just remind you, the Daily Peacemaker, episode 6, there's 4 parts to it. I think it's called The Beloved Community. Might be worth checking out. So if you have time, I would appreciate do that. And as always, feedback is always good. Let me know what you think. You can contact us at dailypeacemaker.com. There's a place there to send emails and phone numbers. They'll send a text and that. And, in the past, I've ended with a indigenous person's prayer. But I saw this the other day, and let me read it. It's from John O'Donohue, who was an Irish poet, mystic. Beautiful, beautiful stuff that he wrote. Some of you may be familiar with his probably most popular book, Anna Karam. But he wrote this as a quote from him. I'll read it. May you recognize in your life the presence, power, and light of your soul. May you realize that you are never alone, that your soul in its brightness and belonging connects you intimately with the rhythm of the universe. May you have respect for your individuality and difference. May you realize that the shape of your soul is unique, that you have a special destiny here, that behind the facade of your life, there is something beautiful and eternal happening. Well, isn't that powerful? I mean, I find it powerful. It touches on the notion of being a daily peacemaker. I think it does anyway. Because a daily peacemaker is someone that is seeking to create a culture of nonviolence in the way that best suits them. So with that, I'm going to read this once more. It's so powerful. May you recognize in your life the presence, power, and the light of your soul. May you realize that you are never alone, that your soul and its brightness and belonging connects you intimately with the rhythm of the universe. May you have respect for your individuality and difference. May you realize that the shape of your soul is unique, that you have a special destiny here, that behind the facade of your life there is something beautiful and eternal happening. Boy, that's powerful. So we're all called to make this world, this universe even, a better place for everyone. And so I hope you will continue to do that in your own individual life as best you can. And thank you, as always, for listening. Always open for comments, insights, all that questions, all that good stuff. So with that, I leave you with peace. May peace be with you.